men?
Fuck no, fuck no.
Do we need men?
No.
Do we need men?
No.
No?
We don't need short men.
Do you need a man?
No.
Do you need a man?
Oh, God.
Do you need a man?
No.
Do we need men?
No.
Why?
No.
Do we need men?
No.
No? Do we need men?
We need men to make us stupid.
Do we need men? Do we need men? Do women need men in this world? Do we need men?
No.
Why?
Because we can be strong, independent women.
That's the one right there. Remember that.
Do we need men?
Like, not necessarily, but like, if I can look at them, like, we need a man to look at.
Do we need men?
No!
No, why?
Nobody needs men!
Really?
We do not need men!
Why not? Why don't we need men?
Why would I need men?
So what can you get from someone else that you don't get from a man?
The only thing I can get from a man that I can't get anywhere else is dick.
Okay.
And I don't need dick.
Now, the one thing I always say is I'm not a disingenuous guy. When it comes to these chicks, they are drunk. They are outside. When I say outside, I mean clubbing and bar hopping. You know, they are not in the right frame of mind. So let's just get that out the way. But this is not Fresh and Fit where, you know, they're trying to debate drunk chicks and stuff like that. No, this is just somebody asking them a general question. You know what they say, a drunk mind speaks sober thoughts. So I'm just going to be quite frank and just flat out with it. The one chick who said, you know, all the independent woman shit, like that's where this comes from. You have to really look at what feminism is, what the narrative it's been, what's been being pushed by fucking entertainers like Beyonce and just even just the girl, just women in general. You know, you have to look at it. And what's been being pushed is the independent woman. The independent woman. Do you understand what independent means? Not requiring or relying on others. That's what it means to be independent. So if that's the mantra and that's what they're pushing, guess what that preaches? You don't have to rely on men. You as a woman don't require a man. You are just a autonomous being who is just absolutely for no reason, for nothing. You do not need a man. That's what the narrative is. That is what's being pushed. That's what's been being pushed the whole time. So now, as far as these women, they may or may not identify as feminists. They may have never done anything for feminism at all. They may have never protested. They may have never even, they may not care about it. But the thing is, it's such a strong narrative that has been pushed. They have been indoctrinated. They have been brainwashed. This is what they really think. They really think that they do not need men. But on top of that, when you look at the reasons and you look at the View video that I did the other day, they really feel that men are useless. And the reason that they feel that way is not just because of the independence, but then when you look at it, you got to think about what women want men for. And we could really go down a list for real, but I'm going to break down just a few things, you know. When we're talking about a woman having a mate, one thing, we'll just get this out the way, that they need is sex. So they got roses and dildos that go crazy. They got that fucking sewing machine shit that'll jam that cock inside you at rapid fire rates. So they got all that shit. And guess what? Unlike men getting a big ass rubber butt mold to where even guys will make you feel weird for getting it, that weird shit that women get is just normalized. It is just normalized. Now, when you get past that, this is the main one. Women nowadays look at men as a wallet. They look at men as a wallet. Now, it's funny that they'll say they don't need men, but as far as their standards and things like that, they always push to, I'm not doing 50-50. The guy needs to make more than me, or he has to at least be ambitious and all this stuff. You hear all this stuff. And these same women would say this if they ask certain questions of them, because these women still want men. That's just what it is. They want men, but they figure they don't need them. Even if they don't truly mean it when they say it, it's still a popular thing to say. So it's in their subconscious and it's coming out. But when we talk from a wallet standpoint, the reason they feel they don't need men is because, I'm not even going to get into all the economy stuff I'll be talking about, but I know when it comes to black women, they're the most educated and they be having career jobs, but they be having hella debt. I haven't looked at the graduation rates for white women or any other race, but this is the thing I do know: women in general graduate more than men. More men are stepping away from college. You know, last time I checked the statistics on stuff like that, I know Valuetainment had a segment on something like that. So with women graduating at a higher rate and buying into this paradigm of college and things like that, they're going to have better wages, even though the thing that you don't see is that they are the most in debt. But with that, if the guy makes less than them, they feel like they don't need the man. He's a useless man unless the cock game is crazy or something like that, et cetera, et cetera. So you see a lot of women emasculating men when it comes to their finances and money online, especially in the black spaces, because that's just what we do. That's just what our people do. But ironically, I don't think there's even any black people in the video at all. We're going to find out soon. But the other thing I want to discuss is how men are demonized. You know, that is also a part of the conditioning. Men bad, you know, especially with feminism, the patriarchy. The patriarchy is such a bad thing, even though women benefit from it so much. Even though the patriarchy protects women, is so bad. The patriarchy's bad. Patriarchy bad. If the patriarchy is so oppressive and just how is feminism thriving the way that it is in such an oppressive system? How is that happening? When you look at certain things like feminist extremist stuff like mansplaining, these types of terms were created by women with inferiority complexes. They can't be corrected. You can't even have a conversation with them because the whole thing about mansplaining is you're explaining something to a woman in a way that's patronizing or condescending. I've seen it get really ridiculous in conversations to where, you know, the whole condescending and patronizing, that is something that's subjective. A guy can have the best intentions and just be trying to explain something for the sake of a debate or discussion that's going on. That within itself is a tactic to just shut the man up. That's all it is. Because think about it, man. You cannot think of a male to male debate or discussion to where something is being explained and a man gets offended at just the fact that something is being explained or how something is being explained. They will just have the disagreement. They will say that's not true, that's wrong, or whatever the case may be. And I won't go further than that, but I have to bring up mansplaining because something like that has went mainstream. It went mainstream some years ago. And when you look at it, only a man can mansplain. Only a man can mansplain. So when it comes down to that, that is bad men doing bad things. You shouldn't explain things to women. Now, before we get to the male responses, one thing I do want you to do is put a like on the video, especially if you made it this far. I appreciate you. But the reason that I haven't discussed the utility of men or how men are useful or anything like that is because they didn't say one good reason as to why women don't need men. I don't have to give you the "we built everything" speech and this is why you get to go in your thong bikini to the beach and not worry about Vikings coming and taking it off of you or nothing like that. I don't have to go into that. You know that. They know that. In their heart, they know that. No matter what society you live in, man, women are always going to look to be protected by men, even if it's random strangers. And this is the last thing I'm going to say to that. If women don't need men, why the fuck do they require so much more from us than we do of them? We require the bare minimum from a woman, like just so fucking minimal. But when it comes to them, they require the world. Even if you look at just the qualifications of, like, you know, if they were to write down lists and stuff like that, there was a study done on this, man. And like the guys, their lists were very simple. You know, it's like the same 3 things. I can't remember what they were, but when it came to women, it was just like, bro, it was 1,000 things, man. It was just so ridiculous. And you see it all around. So that's what it is. We're going to move on to the guys.
Do we need women?
Yes.
We do. Why?
These women are awesome.
Do we need women?
Of course.
Why?
Because they're beautiful.
Do we need women?
Women make us feel compassionate and affectionate.
Do we need women?
Of course we do.
Do we need women?
Yes.
Why?
Because they're hot.
And what else?
They're hot.
Do we need women?
I mean, shit, unless you're gay.
Do we need women?
Do we need women?
Yeah.
Yes, who's gonna do my dishes?
Now just look at the vibe of all these guys. Now the last one and the gay one were jokes, but look at the vibe of these guys. It was just like they just so chill, so happy. Just like, yeah, we need women. It just comes off so natural, man. These chicks, when it comes to the no, they're like, no. Did you see the disgust on? Go back to the front of the video when you get done with this. Look at some of the chicks' faces when they are asked if they need men. It's just disgust, hatred, vitriol, all that. But you may be wondering why all the men, I mean 100%, said that they need women. Why did they say that? Well, let's go over a few things first about the patriarchy, the evil patriarchy. The patriarchy doesn't push that a woman is useless. The patriarchy doesn't push hate women. The patriarchy doesn't push that you need to free yourself from the evil clutches of women and just be independent. It doesn't teach that. So not only do we not have the conditioning that women have, but this is the thing, and I'm going to be honest about this. Because you look at all this manosphere content and stuff like that, and a lot of these chicks think that, man, we just hate women so much. We just hate them. Ooh. But this is the truth. And I'm going to just keep it all the way real. Every heterosexual man, and I mean heterosexual to the core, values femininity. They value a feminine woman. I don't even care if we talking about MGTOW niggas. If you give them the right woman, they will be locked in. They'll be cool with it. That's just the honest truth. But this is the thing about it, and this is the truth. A lot of women are liabilities. That's just what it is. A lot of women, I would actually say the majority for this one, honestly, they seek chaos. They are chaotic. They either seek or cause chaos. A lot of women, you could probably even just say damn near all of them for this next one. They are needy. They need it. Like, for them to say they don't need man, when they get with a man, they sure do need a lot. A lot is required of a man just to be with a woman, nonetheless, get a woman. So when it comes to women, it can be a lot. It can get really stressful because that's what women cause stress. That's just what it is. And how noble is it that we still put up with that stress? We still want you enough to put up with that stress. Patrice O'Neal says something along the lines of, you can't have two things. You got to choose your happiness or her happiness, because if you try to make her happy, and he didn't say this exactly, but this is my belief, their happiness is fleeting. You could make them happy for a day, but because this is I've seen a guy take a chick on a vacation. They had the best tropical vacation and stuff like that. But then when they got back, weeks later, she was disrespecting him. So you just spent all that money. What you did yesterday is not appreciated today. That's how women work. So he says that about happiness and stuff like that. Some of that is my philosophy, but this is the other thing about that. When I mention the chaos, that is women's default. That is women's default. That's why it is so valuable to find a woman who can give you peace. It is extremely valuable to find a woman who can give you peace, because women just can't operate. The dude, Julian, from RSD, when he used to do pickup, this is what got him canceled. He was really big on drama, because what he tapped into and what he figured out about the female psyche is that they really love drama. It's like they can't operate without it. So the more drama that he causes, the more that they love him. That's what he was on as a pickup artist. And it's just the truth. It's really just the truth. They really love drama. And if you could find a chick that is not only drama-free, chaos-free, but also can enhance your life and make it more peaceful. And she's not a wolf in sheep's clothing, just trying to get your money and waiting to take off the fucking sheets after you get the ring and just do a whole 180 on you and shit like that. You find something real valuable. But I'm going to wrap it up with this point. If you look at that, and let's just pretend that a man actually begins to hate a woman because of the stress that I mentioned that women cause men. There's a whole movement called MGTOW. And guess what? They decide to not fuck with women at all. They either fuck with them on their terms as far as like, you know, just having sex or just doing prostitutes and stuff like that. But the majority, the whole point of the movement is really just to not even just to really just cut out women. Just cut out women. And you know, the funny thing about it is, you know, for guys to, you know, air quote, you know, hate women so much or be so fed up with them, a lot of the content revolves around women because we just, you know, we have dicks. We just can't get them out of the space. Like we can't get them out of our head. It's just a part of our biology. That's just what it is. But this is the thing. None of those guys, you will not find a channel on YouTube. You will not find a MGTOW advisor that says, you know what? You need to start fucking dudes. Now, guess how deep women's hate runs? When they get cheated on a bunch, when they pick the bad guy so many times, the Chad, the Tyrone, the Pookies and Ray Rays or whatever. When they pick the wrong guy so much and they begin to think this is all men and they become wild misandrous and they got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 kids, man. Guess what they do? Guess where their hatred drives them? To getting another woman, to becoming a homosexual. And I am going to end it there. If you like what you heard, you know, please subscribe. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. I'm out.